We'll catch you up later. We're behind the rate, but you've got to get yourself in first, haven't you?
Polite Inquiries, Manchester. Nitin asks,
Nits?
who are the three players?
Talking of which,
What did Nitin ask?
Who are the three players from this World Cup that you believe are destined for bigger things in years to come?
Nicholas Perrin.
Chris Gayle. No, Musharraf. He's going to be like president.
Shaheen Afridi is the answer to every question.
Who did you say?
Nicholas Perrin.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
answer.
okay, that's pretty good too.
Oh no, and
What about?
Baba Azam.
Yeah, but he's kind of almost already there. The others are, but yeah,
Oh, there's some.
there's some good players in
Chris
this
Gayle.
tournament. That's what,
Amazing.
yeah.
For a World
How many
Cup.
more Chris
Who would've
Gayle?
thought?
How many more Chris Gayle retirement press conferences do you think we'll do? Because I've already done 2.
Petel asks,
Eddie?
are Australia actually good, or are they average and have just been lucky to top the table?
I mean, they've got Mitchell Starc and Steve Smith and Pat Cummins.
They
And,
didn't.
Dave
top,
Warner's quite
They
good.
didn't
Yeah.
top the table.
Oh yeah, they didn't.
well,
Okay,
to be fair, he might have sent that before,
he
mightn't
did. He did.
Look, I
I
think
he's the one picking faults. They're really good.
yeah, but
They're really good.
they've got some faults as well.
Well, they're not perfect. They're really good. Stark and Warner
No.
and Smith and
Their top 5
Maxwell.
players are incredible, and Maxwell is and Alex Carey's played incredibly well. He's had a Brad Haddon 13-14 series.
Target asks,
Tugs.
what do you think of the cricket bat guitar guy? Seems to have limited output. Should he become a regular thing?
I didn't know he was a guitar player. I thought they were just playing industrial noise. I thought he was welding very loudly. I thought it was very, it sounded like the M6. It was good.
Jarrod, I haven't told you this yet, but I did hear an ICC official ask George if he would get on that for one of the semi-finals.
Some of the guitar playing, I would have thought it was you, George.
Can you imagine though? The whole stadium would be rocking out to Leonard Cohen and Bob Dylan.
No, George would play an original. Here's what I thought about this morning.
Ode to Edgbaston.
You've written 9 pieces of that title.
Pinnakin asks, should India play Jadeja versus England in the semis? Well, they're not playing.
Oh, we'd have to ask Santo Mandrake.
They're not playing. They're not playing England, obviously now.
Jadeja should be on the side, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he could just play bits and pieces of a game.
Instead of Kuldeep.
Should we have a spread bet for the first semi on which over he comes onto field if he's not selected?
It'll be pretty early, but why not? He's brilliant. I don't have any problem with it.
I don't have a problem with it.
Because you've got a situation here where Australia have got how many fit players? South Africa had 12 fit players today. Yeah. It's just a situation now where squads are hanging on. It shouldn't be about that at this stage.
Akash says, what must New Zealand be thinking after being written off by almost every commentator already?
Well, they're fine with that, aren't they? Because they go into it with low pressure, low expectation. Brilliant.
Plus, they've lost a bunch of games of recent times, and the other 3 teams have hit a little bit of form coming into finals. Makes sense, doesn't it? And that's not to say they can't win, because that's how knockout games win. But it works. But realistically, it makes sense that people aren't talking.
But they won't care.
They actually do care.
Under the radar.
Kane Williamson is crying right now.
Kuna asks,
Kunis?
who is this Shakib guy and how come he suddenly performed? It's not like he's been the world's best all-rounder in the past few years.
Oh, he's been brilliant in his first tournament.
Amazing. We should have mentioned him in the first question about the player who's actually got a lot of potential and can go on and
He hasn't
be a
been
star.
batting 3.
No, but his record's still been really good. And Look, he's an outstanding player and has been for a long time. But people don't pay a lot of attention to Bangladesh playing cricket.
The Popping Grease asks, who or what or who, has been the biggest surprise and the biggest disappointment in the group stage of the World Cup?
Biggest disappointment, well, I guess West Indies.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're not very highly ranked, but I thought they'd do a wee bit better.
Spin? I would have thought spin would. I
Oh,
mean, obviously, it hasn't been a great tournament for spin because of the conditions.
No.
But I still would have thought there's enough quality spinners here, they would have worked through it a bit better.
The pitches haven't been.
No,
like
of
I
course,
thought
that's
they
what I
would
mean.
be at all.
The pitches, maybe they've been the biggest disappointment.
Well, I don't know, because they've kind of created quite fun games, just not in the way I thought it would be.
I think its bigger surprise is obviously that it rains in England sometimes.
It's it's a rainy season 12 months of the year. It's been hilarious the way that people have been shocked by that.
Arif asks, what is the reason Afghanistan went winless throughout the tournament?
I mean, I covered a lot of their games. Look, they should have probably won a couple of games. I think they picked a team that was very dependent on the pitches being flat and good to bat on, and they didn't get that at all. And a couple of key games, they just fell apart. They basically don't have a middle order that stands up for the length of a one-day game. It's not an ideal way to win a game, but they did get close, and there's a lot of talent there, but they've got a lot of problems to overcome as well. Is that too serious?
No,
No,
it's
it
good.
was good. Yeah, it's the best thing you've said in a long time.
I didn't mean it.
Jimmet asks, why haven't teams been able to accelerate in the last 10 to 15 overs? Is
Pitches.
it really the pitches?
Yes.
Or just poor batting, or is death bowling been really
Pitches have deteriorated incredibly quickly. I've never seen one deteriorate as fast as in the England-New Zealand game the other day. Winning the toss was an incredible advantage for England.
The England one as well, didn't it?
Yeah, but
Really
not as
slowed
fast
down.
as that
No,
New Zealand
but I'm
game,
saying
right?
we've seen a few, haven't we?
No, I've genuinely never seen a game at any level where a pitch has deteriorated as quickly as that.
All right, you said it the first time.
no,
I
but
ignored you
any
the first time.
But have you
I
ever,
might say it one more time.
have you ever seen a pitch deteriorate as quickly?
Have you
as
seen a
what-
show deteriorate? I mean, we started bad.
Shamim asks,
Jammers.
NRR or H2H? Net run rate or head to head?
Yeah.
Just in case.
Also, sounded like chemical compounds to something, didn't it?
There are drawbacks to both, to be fair.
Yeah, I think there's drawbacks to both. I mean, it does. I don't think net run rate makes a lot of sense now. It's not factoring wickets in. I think there's a lot of things that can be changed. I think we can come up with a whole new system if we're being really honest. But you know, when you hear a lot of people complaining, I didn't hear a lot of people complaining at the start of the tournament about net run rate. You know, it's when your team starts to get on the wrong side of it, people tend to complain. I think it was just as bad a month ago and no one noticed it, is my point.
That's pretty
I think cricket has moved on from net run rate, and unfortunately cricket has not moved on from net run rate.
Michael asks, was the group stage a giant waste of time? We've spent a month to get to the semis with the four sides
Michael.
that 90% of people predicted would get there.
Michael, you've got to enjoy the journey. It's meant to be fun.
He says next the ICC should cut the number of teams involved.
Oh, he's probably been ironic, but it's fun. You've got to enjoy the games. It's been really good, hasn't it? And when it stopped raining, you don't think it's been really good?
There's a certain point where it felt like South Africa have been out of this tournament for longer than it's actually been running.
Because it did look like we were going to spend the second half of the tournament working out who was going to play who in the semi-finals. And we didn't.
I
And we didn't.
think the ICC were lucky, but realistically, it's not a good format, and I would happily never see it again.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I have enjoyed a lot.
I've enjoyed the cricket, but that's because cricket's good.
Yeah.
We try and ruin it, and we still struggle. Isn't there usually a funny one at the end? Did you feel to put the funny one on?
There was no funny question, that's it.
Mel Farrell said that. I think you're all funny.
I think that's the worst comeback since said, let's go on tour.
See you in Birmingham.